The British Se-5 biplane fighter model above you was a stout and stable aircraft for its time and the fastest aircraft of World War I. Unlike many of its contemporaries, the Se-5 had a water-cooled V8 engine rather than the lighter and more nimble rotary engines of the day. After initial engine modifications were made, combat versions of the plane could reach speeds in excess of 120 miles an hour with a maximum ceiling of 15,000 feet. Critics of the plane said the comparatively larger and heavier engine made the plane slower and less maneuverable than other British fighters, while supporters argued that it made the plane a much more stable and reliable gun mount. The plane also had superior diving ability, and that contributed to its success. Do note the position of the gun on this model above the top wing of the plane. That meant that rather than the French and German fighters on the museum floor that fired machine guns through the propeller arc, the Se-5's guns fired over the propeller. Well, that led to further arguments that it made aiming the gun more challenging than the side-mounted versions. It also meant that pilots who flew without parachutes had to stand up in their seats in order to clear a jammed gun. Arguments notwithstanding, many of the leading World War I British aces, pilots who shot down 5 or more enemy aircraft, scored their records in Se-5s. Sadly, though, fate was not kind to the plane. The British Sopwith Camel fighter was produced in much greater numbers and thus claimed more victory and more publicity. Later, the beloved Peanuts cartoon created by Charles Schulz featured Snoopy, the World War I flying ace, in his Sopwith Camel, effectively rendering the Se-5 to the dusts of history.